Oops. There we go. Zach, first of all, congratulations on being the Calhoun's High School Athlete of the Week. Let's just kind of talk a little bit about the beginning. How did you get involved in kicking?
Well, I always played soccer growing up, and I always wanted to play football. And in soccer, I'd always been really good at just kicking like really long kicks and hard. And so when I got into football, I was playing other positions too, but I decided I would just try kicking, and I realized right off that I was pretty good at that, so I decided to pursue it a little bit more.
Now, you got to kick all 4 years here at Maryville, that's kind of unusual, isn't it, for a freshman to get in that soon?
Yeah, that doesn't happen in a lot of places. That's definitely helped me now, having all that experience earlier, so I feel like I can contribute more to the team as a senior than a lot of other guys because I played more as a freshman and sophomore.
Now, as you look back on that first year, what was it like going out there the first time?
Well, the first field goal I ever had, I slipped and fell. It wasn't because the ground was messed up. I was just so nervous. I don't know what happened. That was just a huge mess up on my part. And after that, I came back the next week and had probably still the best game of my career. I had 2 field goals when we won 20-19. And that's still probably my favorite game that I've played in so far. So.
Gosh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Now, this year you've been pretty successful, 6 out of 8 in the field goal department. That's got to make you happy.
Yeah, that's great. It's hard in high school. At a lot of places, you don't really get a good snapper and holder, and I'm fortunate to have that here, so I can do things like that and make those good percentages on field goals.
Now, I know Coach Quarles puts a lot of emphasis on the kicking game, and that's something else you don't find at some high schools.
Yeah, we practice that every week and every day. That's definitely something that's helped me getting to kick with a team and make it more of a game situation, so I'm not just getting experience on Fridays.
You know, a lot of things with kickers is different. I mean, you don't get in the game but just a few plays, but when you do, you're always the center of attention. I mean, what do you do during the game to keep yourself mentally into it?
Oh, that is hard sometimes. You're just kind of sitting on the sidelines, and all of a sudden you have to go in, and there's no in between. It's either you make it or you miss it. I just kind of stay on the sideline and stay loose and just stay warm. I kick into the net that's on the sideline, so I'm ready.
Now, late in the season, when it gets cooler, is it really a challenge to stay loose all the time?
Yeah, definitely. That's something I've struggled with later on in the season. Like if you'll notice, I usually kick it a lot farther when it's warmer, and a lot of that is just because it's easier to stay loose. I don't get cramped up or anything like I do later on in the season.
Is the ball different when it's cold? I mean, does it feel harder to you too? Does it not maybe go as far?
That is true. I could explain the physics of it, but probably wouldn't interest you that much.
You've looked into that, huh?
Yeah, it's basically like how your foot hits the ball, like it compresses the ball,
right?
And how much your foot compresses the ball determines how far it goes. And if that ball is rock hard because it's frozen, you're not going to be able to compress it and have it go as far. So that's basically what it is.
I'm kind of surprised you don't keep your kicking balls in the warmer for you or something.
Yeah, I have a coach who he does that for his kickers. He keeps them like in his shirt.
Does he really?
Keep them warm, yeah.
That's pretty
I don't know
good.
how much that works, but he likes to do that.
Now, kickoffs are also a big part of what you do and what a kicker does. And I think you said, or I read somewhere, about 8 out of 10 of your kickoffs go into the end zone for touchbacks, which is a huge thing for your team. Is that something you can practice, or is that something that's just more natural just for whatever kicker happens to be talented at kicking it a long way?
But you can practice it a lot. I practice that about every other day because if you do it too much, a kickoff, it'll really mess up your leg. You'll be tired, but just practicing your steps, you have to get those steps up to the ball just perfect so you can do it more consistently than if you just kind of just running up from wherever and kicking it. You have to find the same exact spot you're starting from every time.
As you look back on your career, is there one field goal that may stand out to you as maybe the biggest one you've ever had?
I guess it would have to be the second field goal. My freshman year in the game, we were down against William Blount, and we came back and won that game 20-19. So that wasn't at the very end, But I had a lot of people telling me that they called that a game-winning field goal, and back then when I was a freshman, that was a really big deal. So
that's great. Well, congratulations, and best of luck to you in the future.
Thank you.